Every year, Richard and Scott Bradford of Bradford Farms cover 9,000 acres. Ever since 1992, they have trusted the Challenger tractor to get the job done.
We chose Challenger because of the tracks. We had ran large four-wheel drive tractors and had a lot of trouble with power hop and trying to hold the tractor. We found once we got past 300 horse, we really couldn't keep the power to the ground.
Richard Bradford didn't stop with one Challenger tractor. He says he keeps buying new machines as Challenger continues to improve their models.
Had a 75B, from there we went to an 85D, an 85E, 55.
And whether it's time to make a new purchase or just keep his tractors running smoothly, Richard and Scott Bradford depend on Lang Diesel Incorporated every step of the way.
We was the second tractor that Lang sold out of the Chanute store.
The father and son farming duo say LDI is committed to customer service, whether they're dealing with the company's founder and president, Brian Lang.
He stood behind everything he said. He's done a good job of putting people back in the store, even though they lost some employees to start with. We're real happy. There's a real commitment to customer satisfaction.
Or the manager of their local LDI store.
John's been very proactive at listening to what our future needs are, what we're looking for, and trying to stay out in front of that to have products, options available for us when that need comes up.
With thousands of acres to farm, Bradford says he can't have a machine out of commission for too long.
Uptime for us is critical. I mean, we deal with smaller and smaller windows in this part of the country all the time. And stuff we used to have 2 weeks to do sometimes has to be compressed into a week. You can't have a tractor down for 2 days out of that critical week. It just don't work.
But with LDI, he says he never has to worry about one of his machines being down for days. Sometimes they're back up and running within hours.
It's not uncommon for us to make a telephone call and have somebody on our farm within the hour, and that's just unheard of with any other dealership.
When father and son decided to make the switch to the Challenger line, they say not all of their employees were convinced, but they say it didn't take long for everyone on their farm to come around.
You know, over the years we've hired a few employees. They've all had doubts on how they would like a tractor. I don't think any of them has ever went more than a day before they fell in love and didn't want to go back to it.
The Bradfords say there are several things that set the Challenger line apart. First, they both agree that a track machine works better for their operation than a wheel machine.
So we went to the Challenger line of tractor because of the tracks and found that solved our power hop problems.
Problems like compaction.
I've been really happy with the performance on them. Have noticed more even wear on our tillage equipment behind the tracks than we would behind tires, which to us tells us that there's less compaction now.
Also, Bradford says the track machines have less slippage.
A four-wheel drive tractor, we always raised it up till we had less than 15%. We never did have the tires under it that would actually hold that kind of horsepower. Track tractor our Challenger line is generally 2% or less. Much more efficient. You're not wasting power spinning tires.
Scott Bradford says their newest addition to the fleet, the Challenger 700D, has more horsepower.
Can definitely tell a power increase over the previous models. The 700D, the important thing I've seen on it is the level of noise in the cab. Just a lot nicer calling out at the end of the day, not listening to as much noise in there.
Scott actually got to see his 700D being built. He and his father were invited to the factory in Jackson, Minnesota.
It was an amazing trip. The opportunity to go see a tractor that you've ordered get built down the line and come off the line is amazing.
Now, that 700D sits among the Bradford's impressive fleet of Challenger tractors.
It's a great sense of pride. We've worked hard and a lot of hours to build this operation to what we have, and to get everything cleaned up and see it all together, there's a lot of pride there.
And as Bradford Farms continues to grow, father and son know they can count on Challenger tractors and their partnership with LDI to keep their operation running smoothly, which is good because it looks like the third generation is already interested in the family business.
Love to take my son. He loves to come out and ride.
To find out more about AGCO products and all of the services LDI can provide, visit langdieselinc.com. LDI, serving Kansans for generations and generations to come.